if you heard that music a bit too long, it's because said he was enjoying the Afrobeat music. And if you're wondering who played it, it was done by my very good friend, the Heavywind Adeniji. He did that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, brought to you by MTN. Today is, as usual, Fridays is a potpourri, and but the puri don't pot. Let me quickly tell you who I have in the studio. I have a young man. You know, I like focusing young men. I have a young man I'm just meeting here for the first time, Temitayo Tella, and he's a digital marketing specialist. He's 33, he works on his own, and I like to push all the guys who are doing things like that. So we'll talk to him for a few minutes. But to run the potpourri, I have with me Adiola the Stallion Bankole. That's how all of you were witnesses here when she said that she's a stallion. So I have Adiola the Stallion Bankole. No, sorry, Lawal. I will hear from your lawyers.
You will hear from my lawyers.
Okay. I'm going to put it down on mine. Okay, so let's sit back and relax. Today is Friday. All this was prepared before we heard the bad news of fuel hike, and another news here which says that gunmen, I'm reading this from channels, right? Gunmen suspected to be kidnappers have attacked the Federal College of Forestry in Kaduna State, abducting several students. We'll take a break and we'll be right back.
I'm a very, very big guy, but I don't joke with my giggy bites. So every year get the free guy with this data plan for the midnight. 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. 2 gig, oh boy, I can live the life. IG, TikTok is ready to go, oh boy, I'm feeling fine. Because 11 to 6 in the morning, IG, TikTok morning, 2 gig there for me. MTN boss, yes, of course,
MTN Pulse. Do you dial *406# to join?
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Yellow. This is a public service announcement to our dear customers that don't have NIN or are yet to link their NIN to their MTN lines. As mandated by the NCC, MTN will be linking your National Identification Number (NIN) to the same registration information you have already provided to make the process easy for you. Here are 2 simple ways to get it done. Log on to my MTN app or dial *785*NIN#. If you don't have a NIN, visit www.nimc.gov.ng to find an enrollment center near you. If you have registered but can't remember your NIN, dial *346# with the phone number you registered at enrollment. Please remember, apart from your primary line, you must also link your NIN to all your MTN lines and data SIMs such as MiFi, HiNetflix, and any other line you use on the MTN network. This announcement is very important. To avoid disconnection, all lines must be linked before 6th April 2021.
I'm a very, very big guy, but I don't joke with my giggy bites. So every year get the free guy with this data plan for the midnight. 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. 2 gig, oh boy, I can live the life. IG, TikTok is ready to go, oh boy, I'm feeling fine. Because 11 to 6 in the morning, IG, TikTok morning, 2 gig there for me. MTN boss, yes, of course,
MTN Pulse. Do you dial *406# to join?
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Welcome back. This is Daily Digest with Jimi Disu.
Yeah, you're welcome back to Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, brought to you by MTN. Like I said, today's a potpourri, and I wanted Adiola to go through some of these things with me so we could discuss some of the things, something like an extended newspaper review with her in tow. Adiola, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Are you still not a stallion? Answer.
I don't remember telling you I am the stallion.
You said that it's a stallion, so you heard it. Everybody can.
What I said is, some people, the older they get, that's when they get stronger. They are fit. It's not.
So, and then I asked you, I said that you fit.
I am
And you said
fit.
I'm a stallion. You said it. Philip, did she not say it? Philip. Well, let me get this young man's on out of the way so we can now face ourselves. Temitayo, how are you?
Fine, thank you, sir. Good morning.
How did you get into this digital marketing thing? Did you study something in the university about it?
No, not at all.
What did you do as a first degree?
Accounting.
Oh, really?
Yes, please.
Why don't you want to be an accountant? Or like the Ekiti people say, why don't you want to be an accountant?
Well, I've always wanted to be a business person. So even while I was in school, I started business already. I still run it. I have a
But
fashion
in
business. Benny.
What were you running then?
Business and fashion.
Fashion how?
Yes, I was making clothes.
You owe me a shirt.
That's fine, sir.
Good.
So I started out with my fashion brand, and then that was where I started using digital marketing to get customers. So customers from everywhere, Dubai, the UK,
You're
the US.
kidding me?
Yes. So
How do you get customers when you can't see? Well, that's what the new world says. Then how do you get paid? How are they sure that you're not scamming them?
First is you have platforms online where they can verify. And
I see.
Yes, and you engage them, you let them see what you've been doing, via your platforms online. A typical example is my coming here today. This is a product for me to show off with.
It's an endorsement.
It's an endorsement.
You will pay for that one.
So everything.
No, I'm kidding. Go on.
So everything you do that is positively going to make people know you, like you, and trust you, you post them online. So
I tell you this, I have a blog, my blog, jimidisu.com, and I'm finding difficulty pushing it because the content is not general content. I don't want to describe these things in any other manner. Rather, the content is contemporary, but it's upmarket. It's how would I put it? Find serious issues being discussed, my programs there, and so on and so forth. But I still have that difficulty. Where pushing that now? I want you to consult me now.
Yes.
So that all Nigeria can hear.
Yeah. First, thank God you know your product already. And
Yes, and I know my niche.
Secondly is to know where those who need your products are. There's a possibility that you've been showcasing your blog to those who are not going to read or watch it.
I see.
So yes, that's taking us to your target audience, which you can have a good product, fantastic, even
I think
affordable.
it's good.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
even affordable. I'm talking general this time. And when the wrong people are seeing them, either they don't need it, either they don't. They can afford it. It's not in their demographic.
How do you get to target those people, the people that actually...
Yes, all the digital tools that we use give us the opportunity to target them.
To target that.
Yes.
Where do you learn this? Did you have to go back to learn this, or how did it happen?
When I started out with Facebook primarily, before other platforms, it was all about trial and errors. And then later on, I went online to do some online courses from some online institutions.
Okay.
Then even free versions of them. Then started collaboration with other friends and colleagues in the industry.
You know what you said is remarkable, because I came across a lady, my daughter's friend, who learned photography on the internet.
Yes.
And all she has is her phone.
Yes.
You need to see the picture she's taking. There's another lady called Courier. In fact, Courier is going to most likely come here on the 9th of April, which is my birthday. 9th of April. Courier is a minstrel. She plays the guitar and everything. I was surprised when I interviewed her. Very young girl, when I interviewed her. And she said she learned how to do this thing on the internet.
Yeah.
Can you tell other young people that if the various trades you could learn on the internet, rather than thinking of doing wasting your time every 24 hours on Facebook, on Twitter, using this one and that one.
Yeah.
The trades, so various trades that you could learn online for free.
For free, yes.
How do you access them?
Yes, first you can do YouTube.
Okay,
There are
you
lots,
just type in what you want.
What you want to learn on YouTube. There are lots and lots of resources that we can tap into. Second is Google. You just go to Google and type what you want to learn.
Give me an example now.
Okay, digital marketing, social media marketing, graphics.
Then you
design.
add free.
Yes, ad free.
And it just pours all the way
lots and lots of it. So now, those platforms can now have a higher version of the knowledge base. So they could take you a week for free. Then, if you want extra, you pay. Or when you want extra, or you want a certificate, you pay. All that. But there are lots of free knowledge base available online. A lot of us can tap
I'm
into.
pleased to hear this, and
Yes.
I hope that people will take up the offer. You're buying. It's not airtime. What's this thing called?
Just data.
You're buying data and whatever, and then you just spend your time at porn sites. What do they want to teach you in porn that you don't know? And those you spend your time at porn sites, at Twitter, abusing everybody in sight, and so on and so forth. Young people, you need to go get a life, okay? That's why I keep highlighting what you're doing. He's just 33. He has a business of his own. I won't ask him for his turnover because LIRS, what do they call them? Headed by my cousin, Mr. Suba. They'll be listening in, waiting to see if they can serve him notice. But you have a thriving company, right?
Yes, yes.
Your bank balance is good.
Well, it's okay.
What is the difference between okay and good? Can you tell me? Ago, is your bank balance good or okay? What is taking you so long to put on the Ago, is it good or okay?
It's good.
Adeolanko?
It's okay.
Women, you see that's what one thing with women is that they never admit the things that, but we'll leave it at that. Okay, I'm going to let you go now because there's so many things I want to do, but I want to sacrifice one day in my program where we can take on some kind of lecture, think of a subject, and we can take out something that would help our young people develop themselves.
That's fine.
Okay? I want to dedicate one of my programs to you to do that. So think of, when I say subject, what I mean is the how-tos of things to help other young people develop. Because you could have spent all your time now with a degree in accounting, either being a contract staff in one of these banks that keep doing this nonsense. By the way, we are going to get back to that. You could have spent your time throwing CVs all over the place, but it's because of what you did, and that's why I brought you here. I'm happy to hear what you have to offer. Within a week, please call me on phone and say, Mr. Disu, we can do this my program is 1 hour. So it will be my program, yes, but on that day, we'll be lecturing them on the way to go, and I'll leave the platform to you to do just that.
Thank you
okay?
so much.
Would you be glad to do that?
Very, very, very.
It's a contribution to the growth of your country. Thank you very much,
Thank you so much.
Temitayo Otela. I'm pleased my shirt.
No problem, sir.
Right. So with that said, Temitayo Otela, that's a young person for the day. At 33, he's running his own business. His bank balance is, did he say good or okay? Did you say good or okay, sir? Just before you go.
I said okay.
Yes, sir. You said okay?
I said okay.
All right. Now, of course, this morning, just before I came into the studio, just as I got into the studio, we heard the story that fuel has now gone to 212. Cool down, just cool down. It's a top subject. So what we'll do is we can't treat it today. Obamilabo. It caught me unawares. I haven't recovered from the shock, more so when my tank is reading quarter tank. And so on Tuesday, we'll try and muster 1 or 2 people, and then we'll have a ball. All of you will contribute, and you'll say, but I can assure you, all your criticisms will come to naught. That's the country we are living in. I've been involved in this fuel subsidy or whatever it is racket, like I said, since 1980. 1980. This thing has been recurring. Every time the government will tell you, we are going to offer you this palliative, there's no palliative. Don't be deceived. Just try and see if you can adjust your life. There will be no salary increases either, except from the National Assembly, where one of them, the representative in the House of Reps, says that they are broke. and that the exchange rate has affected their businesses, so you know what that means. But on Tuesday, we'll take a very good look at the issue, okay? Maybe get even somebody from Chamber of Commerce or somebody from Manufacturers Association to chip in. That's what I'll have to work on this weekend. Yeah, so we can excuse you. You can take off. Thank you very much. Now, Diola,
Sir?
I want you to react to this story.
Yes, sir.
The first story I want you to react to is the story of these vaccines. And what you are told here is that the AstraZeneca vaccine, which we got for free in Nigeria and we're dispensing, 8 countries are putting a hold on it because it is believed that, let me read what it says here. It says that that 7 European countries, Denmark, Norway, Austria, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Luxembourg, all suspended their rollout, and that Iceland has suspended the vaccine, making the total numbers of countries to 8. Danish health authorities suspended AstraZeneca vaccine for 2 weeks after a 60-year-old woman who had been vaccinated formed a blood clot and died. Following reports of several cases of blood clots among people vaccinated with AstraZeneca's COVID-19, Danish health authorities said in a statement, but the country cautiously added that it has not been determined at the time being that there's a link between the vaccine and the blood clots, but 8 countries have suspended. Now, the question is, what I said this morning is, can't we just tarry a while and get a much clearer picture? Or do you think we should still continue with the vaccination rollout?
No. They shouldn't continue with anything, Uncle Jimmy. Even from the onset for this COVID thing, we don't even have accurate numbers. How many citizens were tested?
1%.
Okay.
Mark it.
You see, we don't have accurate numbers on anything. There is no data you can work with. You see, all these people that are saying they are suspending the rollout and they don't have real link that maybe that's what is causing.
But they suspect.
They suspect. In Nigeria, who is going to suspect for you? Nothing. If you give someone and that thing happens, the next thing you hear is they are doing him. I don't know how to
No, but listen, what Nigeria can do is, we got this one. We never like spending money except then go dabaru something inside. But you can actually get, I'm sure there are professionals out there you can hire to do a thorough study and get your results within a week.
Then they should have hired those professionals before now to even help us develop the kind that will fit us, that will suit us.
Are we any different from Igbo people?
Oh, yeah, I believe that some other factors may.
Something is just occurring to me. For example, it's only blacks that have the sickle cell. Could it have, are you suggesting that we should also look at the possibility that it might not necessarily be good for black people? Is that occurring to you?
This particular one may not be. Because as far as I'm concerned, I believe there will be something different in our DNAs, in our genes, that that those people might not have taken into consideration when they were developing these vaccines. Because there are people who were dying most of the time. They have data. They are able to say it is this number of people in Nigeria. We don't have all those things.
Yeah, okay.
We don't have all those things. So if this vaccine, if those people that are more developed than us are saying they are suspending the rollout, what is stopping us? What is stopping us? As far as I'm concerned, an average life in Nigeria is not so, it's not so important to the government. They don't mind doing trial tests. If they die, they die. Things are even killing people that is not even this vaccine. And I don't see anybody in the seat of power so concerned about it. So
we are concerned about this AstraZeneca because we saw in public the president was vaccinated.
I wasn't there.
Are you saying you don't believe what you saw?
I didn't say that. I said I wasn't there.
I didn't ask you for it. I said...
I wasn't there.
But the tone of your voice and whatever and what you're saying, it denotes like, well, you saw the video. Yes, are you saying that you don't believe the person who was vaccinated was the president, or that what was injected in him was the vaccine?
I saw people there. I saw something that seemed like a vaccination was going on, but I wasn't there to see that there was anything in the syringe. I wasn't there to see an injection. I wasn't there. So it is what you report to me that I have a knowledge of. I wasn't present physically.
They say seeing is believing.
Yes, seeing is believing. Not
but
the media seeing.
If you
that.
go to my Instagram, I saw two different.
Oh yes, I saw them.
You saw them.
I saw them.
Go to my Instagram. You laugh your head off. A dignitary or two of them dignitaries in public, but nothing was injected.
Exactly, I saw them. So I wasn't.
Anyway,
there,
what I would advise individuals is I encourage you to take a vaccine, but in this instance, I think you might need to tarry a while because blood clots are not. It's not a football game. It's something that could be very very whatever. I wish I'd given Dr. any notice. It would have been nice to call him on this. Anyway, so we had that in the papers this morning. Then I had this also in the papers. Okay, this is 9:20. Do I take a break now? Okay, let me take a break whilst I go through this and then get back. I'll take a commercial break and I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. Daily Digest returns in a moment.
Yellow. This is a public service announcement to our dear customers that don't have NIN or are yet to link their NIN to their MTN lines. As mandated by the NCC, MTN will be linking your national identification number NIN to the same registration information you have already provided to make the process easy for you. Here are two simple ways to get it done. Log on to my MTN app or dial *785*NIN#. If you don't have a NIN, visit www.nimc.gov.ng to find an enrollment center near you. If you have registered but can't remember your NIN, dial *346# with the phone number you registered at enrollment. Please remember, apart from your primary line, you must also link your NIN to all your MTN lines and data SIMs such as MiFi, HiNetFlex, and any other line you use on the MTN network. This announcement is very important. To avoid disconnection, all lines must be linked before 6th April 2021.
I'm a very, very big guy, but I don't joke with my giggy bites. So MTN get the free guy with this data plan for the midnight. 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. 2 gig, oh boy, I can live the life. IG, TikTok is ready to go, oh boy, I'm feeling fine. Because 11 to 6 in the morning, IG, TikTok morning, 2 gig there for me. MTN boss, yes, of course,
MTN Pulse. Do you dial *406# to join?
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Welcome back. This is Daily Digest with Jimi Disu.
Right. All right. Let's see what I came up in the papers this morning. I won't descend to Wiki's level. Did you hear my program this morning? No, you didn't.
Busy rushing to get here.
Okay, Wiki. Let me read the story. It says that he would not descend to the level of Governor Wiki by exchanging words with him. Amechi's comment came after Wiki had reportedly accused the federal government of protecting Amechi from prosecution over allegations that he diverted funds from the state. Okay, so Wike is the governor now, Amechi is the minister. So Wike had said that the federal government was shielding this thing. And then Amechi in his response says that I don't think I want to address the issue of the governor. I've made my point and I've moved on. And he says, he was my staff. I can't bring myself low. I can see from your face already. I was a governor. I was also a speaker. I'm a minister, and I was the 2-term chairman of the Governors Forum. The same when I was a speaker. And I said to myself, so what? You've been accused of something. We are not interested in your history. All we want for you is to react to these issues. And I don't understand why a public officer would be that arrogant. So because you've been a governor, you've been this and that, you won't answer to an allegation made against you. But in the same vein, what I said this morning is that Wike himself should have done the proper thing. If you are sure that you have a case against him, tidy it up with your attorney general. If you report him to the EFCC and he's being shielded, I'm sure if some brilliant lawyers out there, some GT Ogunyes, Lee Bros, and the Candid Johnsons will be able to structure the Falanos, will be able to structure something for you, and you can go on with the case. But between the two men, I had said that it would be nice if some more elderly people in Rivers State can come in and let's have an adult discussion on this, instead of this bravado and this huffing and puffing. I take a great exception to anybody under the sun lauding laurels over an argument that needs an answer. Because Amechi really needs to answer to the people of Rivers State, if anything at all. How does a governor that has only one airport within his jurisdiction buy a jet for where are you flying to? I don't understand it. Where are you going? Is it just that occasional trip to Abuja that makes you need a private jet? Your jurisdiction, there's only one airport there. You bought an executive jet. I mean, so I was just wondering what you would feel, what you feel rather, when you hear, and he says that why should I be discussing with him? But it's the River State people that suffer, because this is what happens. If you say some funds are missing in government, and you accuse one person of it, and he says no, the funds are still missing. It must be found. Well,
someone must be brought to book.
Somebody must be brought to book. And if you cannot find the funds if you don't bring somebody to book. So let me hear what you have to say on this.
Uncle Jimmy, you see, there is, I'm sure you were aware of Bill Clinton's case.
Yes.
With Monica Lewinsky.
Who wasn't aware? Everybody was aware.
Yes. You see, when I saw him in court, and they even gave him a glass of water, he was drinking water. That's the president, the most powerful man on earth. Even though what they were accusing of was more private.
Yes.
In fact, in any case, I still owe Monica a slap.
Why do you owe her a slap?
That's a story for another day. So, Uncle Jimmy, you see, they took him, the president, to court, a panel, to answer questions, to give
a sitting president.
A sitting president. To answer questions, give explanation. The ones that he denied, the media went gaga doing this. They were even interviewing 10-year-olds on the street to ask them about their president. In Nigeria, I don't know where we got that from, because when I was young, and I'm sure when you were younger, because you're a lot older than me.
How do you know?
I know now. Uncle Jimmy, I don't know where and how we got to this level that accountability has become a problem. You don't want to answer to anybody. When you are in that seat, you equate yourself to the Almighty. I don't know how we came, because while we were growing up, they would teach us, you don't lie, you don't steal, you don't do, and if you did any of those things, you will be brought to book. So when did they, is it when they get to the seat, there's something in
but
that
you remember
seat?
that it's not in all families that happened.
Uncle Jimmy, mostly.
Yeah, but there are some exceptions. In some families, they don't have those values.
But I still believe then, those things were more.
Do you believe that as old as I am now, even by permission, it is difficult to get me to cross a lawn? These were ingrained from childhood.
Or the three able young men will be walking abreast of each other on the road. And I'm thinking 4 men will be walking abreast on the road, that they will be getting into the express. And how did you... who where did you miss it? Or is it that somebody did not tell you that only 2 people are allowed? You can only walk abreast of each other, not 4, not 5. And they will be talking. If you even honk, they will abuse you, abuse you. So something must be missing somewhere. Back to Wike and Amechi. I don't know if there is something about those seats when they get there that let me use the word possess, that possess a human being to think of himself of so high that he cannot answer to anybody. As far as I know, it is only God that cannot answer to anybody. Whether he's doing what you like or what you don't like, he won't give you. He doesn't answer to you. I don't know why.
Let me add another stain on the minister for not knowing how to speak in public. A minister of the Federal Republic is reported in the national newspaper as referring to a governor as a drunk. Oh, he denied calling Wike a drunk. Oh, I'm sorry. I misread that. He said he didn't call him a drunk. So I withdraw that statement. But that I only say that I don't make statements under the influence of alcohol.
Meaning?
So he denies, again, I take back what I said. He says he didn't call him a drunk, but that I only say that I don't make statements under the influence of alcohol. Some people are attaching meanings to what I said. You should know as a public officer that anything you say, there'll be a meaning attached to it. And it would have been more honorable if you called him a drunk directly so that you can go to court and settle. Yes. He's not going to get away under this kind of cover. And I'm calling for matured behavior on see, the days when we will sit and worship public officers are gone. The days when you had, back in the day in the 60s, you had ministers wearing, there was one minister, he's here, he's standing at Alagomeji. The dress that 8-4 people are pulling is at Adekule bus stop or Asabo. Those days are gone. Anybody who wants to be a minister or a governor or whatever should be ready to be a servant of the people and be seen to be a servant of the people.
I'm not sure that can happen here.
It will happen.
I hope
Jola,
so.
because if it doesn't happen, our people will continue to suffer.
Yeah, yes.
It must happen. This arrogance on the part of our leaders that who is it that can challenge me, it must be wiped out.
And I think it's also because they know there's the structure is faulty. They know they can say it, get away with it, nothing will come out of it. The judiciary, well, what have they been doing and what will they do? The structure is faulty. It's not something to be proud of. That's why you hear a lot of people, they tell you they don't even want to have anything to go to court because
No, but you see, I understand your frustration, and I can see that you're even having a problem putting your words together like I am having right now, out of anger and complete frustration. But we can't continue like this. We can't continue like this. The people of Rivers State, you see, what do these politicians then do? At some point now, they start pointing fingers at the center and say that, we in the South are being marginalized, whereas they are the ones who have questions to answer. Look at what is happening in the NDDC. In spite of what we saw on television, the same management and even the one that fainted, all of them, and the one that said, when it came together, we were able to manage 1.5 billion for him. And come on, come on,
Uncle Jimmy, in a sane country, why would anybody speak like that in public and nothing will come out of it?
Nothing will come out of it.
So the structure is faulty.
Yeah, but Jola, see, the fact is that we can't just sit back and do nothing.
Uncle Jimmy,
when are we going to grow?
Those that are able to do something, that may try to do something, never get to that power, to that seat of power.
No, but I think instead of concentrating on the seat of power, I think it's reorientating our people. And for our people put them in a position where they can make demands, where you can come as a minister and they can tell you, oh God, first come out that your fan agbada and go chain and your ruler's force, go put them for aside. Come and talk to us.
Uncle Jimmy, who is
We
going
will
to-
soon.
who
We
will
will
reorient? Who will
from what I saw at the last demonstration. We're getting very close to it.
Who will
And
reorient?
no, we are getting very close to it. Unfortunately, we might get close to it I don't want to use in a violent manner, but in a manner that might make us miss the point. I am not talking of anything violent. You see, Nigerians must learn to show some resistance in a very non-violent and peaceful manner. That we will not take this.
Uncle Jimmy, what's the job of the National Orientation Agency?
How can you have a national orientation agency that is set up by the same people? Forget that one, Joe.
Exactly. So
No, we have an orientation agency set up.
Uncle Jimmy,
Well, the other 0700 993 993 993.
Uncle Jimmy.
And the 1 second, I need to read the female. It's for your own people. The female number is 01465 7190. Yes, what I say something?
Uncle Jimmy, I lived in a state in the north for 1 year.
Yes.
I spent Christmas there, New Year. Do you know I went to the Federal Secretariat? I went to the National Orientation because I went there I went there to meet their head. I went there the first time, second time he wasn't available.
They don't say it wasn't available. It was not on seat.
He was not on seat. So the day I went there and I met him, we sat down like this and I was asking him questions. Because have you ever lived there?
No.
Well, at least you...
No. Let me calm down. Just calm down there. Calm down. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning.
Yeah, Madam Bella, good morning. I hear you.
Good morning, ma.
In fact, this morning, everybody just woke up and in fact, everybody had on the rave without substance.
Can you please turn off the radio? It's giving us a feedback here.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Yes.
Today, that is Friday, that we're supposed to be planning to turn up now. Everything has turned down. And on a lighter note, Uncle Jimmy, like Madam Dola said, it's like there's no spirit that is on their political seat. Maybe we should send you there. If we say we know you now, maybe you go there. We'll see whether you could change.
Oh, me, I cannot change. You don't know waiting carry me as a decider. Do you think I'm an ordinary person? Do you know who I am?
I know, Uncle Jimmy himself.
You don't know the spirit where I take it down for this place? Now big spirit, oh.
So
I cannot
the matter
change.
is a very serious one, and I mean, look at what our political stakeholders are doing in public. Now imagine what they do
in private.
There's no camera there, or when there's nobody recording, the kind of things they do, the kind of things they say, and all that. It's obvious. The private jet was for his personal use. I mean, why should we question him? And this Nigerian, I won't say Africa, this Nigerian culture of, respect is a good thing. I understand that it's a really good thing, but things are changing. I'm not saying people should be disrespectful.
Yes.
But people are being taught to speak their mind.
Yes.
Say something, even if it's in a respectable way.
Yes.
We have not been allowed that.
Yes.
You understand? Freedom to say what you want, and the person that you're accusing should be asked to come and be accountable for it.
Yes.
At the background, people will tell you, yeah, but that's disrespectful. He used to be a former governor. You can't do that to him and all that. Even when they bring him to the panel, you see the way they are treating him like some dignitary and all that.
Okay, thank you very much. The point is well made. You see, I don't know why people cannot have that confidence that they will be respected based on their own person. What do you find in Facebook? Sometimes you look at people's profile picture. They have to now. A friend of mine had to quickly put one. I don't know where he saw Buhari. I can't remember. I don't know where it will happen. But that's what it's been for over 2-3 years now. It's with him and Buhari. We a lot of us lack that self-confidence to say that I am Jimi Disu. That's who I am. Okay, and yes, and it's a Nigerian trait. It's a Nigerian trait. Why would you have to say I was a governor, I was this, I was chairman of the Governors Forum, I was this and that? Nigerians were so boastful, and we hope that at some point that changes. Take 1 minute to read that document I gave you. Meanwhile, let me take a call. Hello, good morning. Hello, morning. Morning.
Hello, good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning.
Yeah. From my own perspective, if we need people like the people that they are working in Nigeria to manage the situation of Nigeria.
Yes.
Say, by example, give President Sandra, she should be the president. You should be the advisor. We should have Sheriff as a vice president. I believe in that perspective, Nigeria may change. Even, I would say, everything, our problem will be resolved. But people like this, the political party zone and people that we have now, APC or PDP, whoever we put there, they are the same people because they don't think that one day they are going to die.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now, I'm sorry again, I have to reply to what he just said. We must realize that people have come into this world to play different roles in life. That is why even if you look at the world of the ants, you have the ant soldiers, you have the queen who does nothing but produce, you have the male studs who do nothing but mount the queen so she can produce. If you look at that, that's the way God has structured the world. Where I'm going is this development where people say that, oh, somebody like you should run for office. I cannot. That is not my role, and it will never be. I'm not even structured for that. I cannot have people come to my house as early as 6 o'clock looking for favors. Down alone. You understand? I must be able to shut down. Nigerian situation is different. Obama, I read in his book, he goes back home at about 7:30, 8, and goes to bed at 10. A Nigerian president, typical, I remember being close to a governor, till 3 a.m. he's up. Then the following day, His Excellency was up all night. Doing what? We saw what was going on. So I'm not given to all those things. But this one that God has given me, I want to do it to the best of my ability. So I just like to debunk this idea because I've heard so many people say, Uncle Jimmy, you to go there now. There is no there for me. It's where I am is where I am. And I believe that without leaning on anybody, I can comfortably say that my name is Jimi Disu. What can I do for you? I don't need to tell you where I was born or who my father is or who my mother is. Ironically, I'm sorry to say this, is this same gentleman that was involved with another previous minister and they were arguing over parenthood. One said his father was a minister, the other one's father was a palm tap and all this kind of nonsense. I think these things are infantile. So let's get real. Can we pick Migo? No. Can we pick another call? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir.
Yes. You're speaking with Ikenna.
Ikenna, morning. Ndewo.
Yes. Yeah. Talking about the issues on ground,
Mm-hmm.
I think even Amechi is one. The upcoming generation is another group. One challenge I have with the Nigerian project is that our educational system has been so bastardized. And when I talk about our educational system, I'm not talking about the secondary schools or the universities.
Or the academics, yes.
Yeah, the academic in general. I'm not speaking in that angle. I'm talking in line with, ideas like, developing the mind. When the mind of the human person is highly developed, you get to that point where you begin to understand that, man, I don't live for anything but for God and humanity. And when you understand that all the paraphernalia of office, all the big cars, all the big, the fat
and titles
and titles actually mean nothing. So we've not gotten to that point, and it's rather painful. I would like you to quickly talk on this issue. Chief Lulu Briggs, who died 2 years ago and is yet to be buried. I would like you to talk about that issue.
Okay, I'll do that now. I'll do that now. Thank you very much. I'd like to talk about the Lulu Briggs issue. I'm glad he remembered. I thought I would escape it. But I'd like to talk about, because I mentioned it in passing, I'd like to talk about the Lulu Briggs issue without talking about it, without going into the details. The much I can say is that Chief, very renowned, is a high chief, Dr. Lulu Briggs, died 2 years ago and is just about now being buried due to controversies from children and the new wife and so on and so forth. And the wife put a 4-page pullout in the Vanguard, and it's full of all the intrigues and things that have taken place, according to her. according to her, I don't want to go into the details, but even it's having things like attempt to have false charges brought against me. I think they went to court and so on and so forth. But at the end of it all, for 2 years, they were fighting over who has the rights to the body, and therefore who would conduct the funeral. You have had the Kalabari King intervene. You have had the Governor Wike intervene. What concerns me more is the need for people to tidy up their affairs long before that day comes. And that day can come without notice. I could be here today and not be here tomorrow. God forbid. Let me quickly add that one. God forbid. When I think about 1 or 2 things I want to do this weekend, I'm already very long. But for the need for me to sensitize our people that they need to tidy up, especially if you find yourself between 2 marriages. I wonder what you think, Jola. We have just about 2 more minutes to get out of it.
You said it. Because you might have gotten married to someone and you think it will last forever.
Yes.
And it doesn't turn out that way. There are always challenges here and there. Things you did not plan for that could happen. And once you see that your fate or destiny is towing that line, I think the best thing is to also toe the line of making sure everybody involved, as you may want it.
Yes, as you may want it.
Yes, as you may want it. It's not the one that would happen and this person is saying he said this, he said that. Put it, But
you know what is sad is that there are hardly any prominent wills in Nigeria that are not challenged. We just love this. Look at our elections. When was the last time we had elections? The last elections in this, how many people went to court, but for the mischievous people that were doing it for triviality. But here we challenge everything inside. What I say to people is this: get your paperwork right. If you know that, for example, you've left your husband and you are not inclined to go back to him, for God's sake, you need to go get a divorce. People don't know. That form you filled when you were a young graduate at the bank as your next of kin, you better go change it. You better go get a will, because it's a pity time is gone. I think we'll devote one day to things like that and get a lawyer in-house to teach our people what to do. It's not a matter of sentiment. Some people say, we don't go to court and then become friends. Sometimes it's necessary for you to go to court. Whether you then become friends or not, it's neither here nor there.
Well, the proper thing has been done.
I got to go. I have a young man waiting for me out there. He's 1 year old. I was surprised. I went downstairs one day. He's 1. He's calling son. And guess what? Even though he was babbling, I had a discussion with this guy. So I've told them to bring him. I want to talk to him for about 5 minutes, record it, and put it on my Instagram. Tomorrow is the discourse. 8 o'clock in the morning, Fuad Oki is going to be here. And it's going to be on Instagram Live. And it's going to be hot. I can tell you, because all of you know I'm a troublemaker, I know. All of you know what's going on. The registration is going on in the APC. And the results of that registration is going to be very key. Very, very key to developments in Lagos. I have tried to get people from the other side. Everybody seems to be shying away, but I keep trying. If there's any very strong APC person who feels that he's strong enough to face the issues that Fadoki raises tomorrow, I'll be more than glad to welcome him. By the way, who's the new PRO of since Joe Igbokwe left, who's the new PRO of APC Lagos? Do you know him? Neither do I. And he's been there for 2 years. I'll see you tomorrow at 9. Thank you very much, Diola, the Stallion, Lawal. Which one is it now? Lawal. Thank you very much, Migwo. When I Migwo you, don't Migwo me, but I keep telling you. Philip, thanks a million. Diola, let's go for breakfast, okay?
Yes, sir.
After I've dealt with this young man. So I'll see you all tomorrow at 9.
Okay.
.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.